Have you ever had a dream so vivid, so impossibly real, that when you woke up, you felt like you'd left something behind? What if I told you there's a place where those dreams go? A secret library, hidden between waking and sleep, where every forgotten dream becomes a book. And one girl, a quiet teenager named Elara, is about to check out a dream that was never meant for her. A dream that belongs to her future. The book with her name on it. Elara Winters had always believed she dreamed less than other people. Not because she didn't want to. In fact, she loved the idea of dreams. She just rarely remembered them. While other students talked about falling into clouds or flying through neon cities, Elara woke up with nothing. Blank pages where everyone else had stories. Maybe that's why she spent so much time at the old city library. Books were the only dreams she could borrow. But on the evening, everything changed. The library felt different. The marble floors seemed to hum under her shoes. Dust motes drifted in patterns too rhythmic to be random. And at the very back, behind a shelf she swore had never been there, a narrow staircase spiraled downward. At the top step lay a small brass plaque. Somnus Archive. Authorized dreamers only. Elara blinked. Dreamers? What, like people who sleep? She whispered. A warm draft curled up from below, carrying the scent of lavender, old paper, and something else. Something like a memory she could almost grasp. Curiosity tugged her down the steps. The deeper she went, the lighter her body felt, as if the air were turning to mist around her. Shadows shimmered like liquid. Shelves multiplied, stretching into impossible distances. And then, she entered a room glowing gold. Thousands of books floated mid-air, turning their own pages. Whispers curled through the air, the sound of 1,000 dreams murmuring all at once. Elara Winters, a voice said behind her. She spun. A woman stood there, tall, graceful, with hair like silver silk. Her eyes shimmered with galaxies. I didn't tell you my name, Elara stammered. You didn't have to, the woman replied. I'm Asterin, Librarian of Lost Dreams. Elara's breath caught. This is a dream. No, Asterin smiled. This is where dreams live when you leave them behind. Books drifted around them like stars. Some glowed, some flickered, some pulsed like hearts. Asterin continued. Every dream ever forgotten is written into a book here. Dreams you outgrow, dreams you fear, dreams you haven't had yet. Elara frowned. Wait, dreams I haven't had? Yes, Asterin replied softly. Dreams that are waiting. A book floated toward them. Old, cracked leather, sealed by a silver clasp. Elara's heart jumped. Her name was etched on the cover. Elara touched the cover. Warm, familiar, like touching a memory she didn't remember making. Asterin, why does this book have my name? I haven't dreamed anything. The librarian hesitated. Because this dream is borrowed from your future self. Elara froze. My future? Asterin nodded solemnly. Sometimes a dream breaks away from its destined night. They escape. They choose early. This one has been waiting for you. The clasp snapped open by itself. Pages fluttered. A soft wind carried glowing dust into Elara's face, and she gasped as the room dissolved. The dream begins before she sleeps. Elara stood in the middle of a vast field, grass glowing with turquoise light. Above her, the sky shimmered in waves of violet. A dream sky. Her dream. But she wasn't asleep. "Elara," a voice called from the horizon. A voice that sounded like her own. She turned. A figure was walking toward her. Same hair, same eyes, same uncertain way of standing, but older, maybe 18, 19. Still her, but more confident, more alive. Elara whispered, "What are you?" Her older self smiled sadly. "I'm the dream you were supposed to have years from now. You weren't ready yet, but something in your heart pulled me early." Elara's mind spun. Why? Why would I need a dream from the future? The older version of her extended a hand. "To warn you." The ground trembled. Grass darkened. Stars flickered out. The air turned cold as a shadow rose behind her future self. A tall, thin silhouette with no face, only a mask made of cracked mirrors. Elara stumbled back. Who is that?" Her future self whispered, "The one who steals futures." The masked figure lifted a hand, and the dream shook violently. "Elara, listen!" her future self shouted. "I need you to—" A crack split the sky. Wind roared. The dream began collapsing inward. "Elara, remember this part." Her future self's voice twisted in the storm. "You must not—" A blast of white light swallowed everything.
Elara collapsed to the marble floor, gasping. Asterin kneeled beside her. "You saw it?" the librarian asked quietly. Elara clutched the book to her chest. "What was that thing? That mask? It tried to erase everything." Asterin's expression tightened. "Some dreams are not lost," she whispered. "Some are stolen." Elara looked up. "Stolen? By who?" "The mirror face," Asterin answered, voice trembling. "A being that feeds on potential futures. It steals dreams before you can live them." Elara felt cold all over. "And mine is next." Asterin didn't answer. She didn't have to. Elara closed the book. Asterin's voice dropped to a whisper. "Elara, the dream you saw was only the beginning. If the mirror face steals your future dream, you will never become the girl you met." Elara's heart pounded. "So what do I do?" Asterin placed a hand on her shoulder. "You must enter the dreamscape willingly, not as a visitor, but as a dreamer." Elara swallowed hard. "Tonight?" Asterin nodded. "Tonight." Elara did not remember leaving the Dream Archive. One moment she stood beneath glowing shelves and whispering books. The next she was lying in her bed, moonlight spilling across her blanket, her heart still racing from the vision of the mirror face. But she wasn't alone. Asterin stood at the foot of her bed, not ghost-like, not transparent, as solid as anyone in waking life. "Asterin," Elara whispered. "I'm not dreaming, am I?" "Not yet," Asterin replied gently. "But you will be, and when you do, you must understand the rules." She sat beside Elara, the mattress dipping lightly. Her presence felt warm, almost motherly. "There are 5 rules of dreamwalking," she said. "Break one, and the dream breaks you." Elara swallowed. "Tell me." Asterin held up a slender finger. "Rule 1. You must enter with intention. You cannot fall into the dreamscape by accident," Asterin said. "You must choose to cross. The dreamscape respects purpose." Elara nodded, though her pulse quickened. "Rule 2. Never trust reflections.
Mirror face hides in reflections. If you see a version of yourself that moves differently than you do, run. Cold air crawled up Elara's spine. Rule 3. A dream remembers pain. If you are hurt inside the dream, the wound will follow you back. Elara's breath hitched. So, I could die? Asterin didn't answer directly. The silence answered for her. Rule 4. Speak only truth. In the dreamscape, a lie becomes a curse, twisting the dream around you. Truth keeps you anchored. Elara nodded slowly. Rule 5. Do not stay past dawn. If you remain when the dream light breaks, your consciousness may not return. Elara shivered. But I'll have you with me, right? Asterin placed a hand over her heart. I will guide you, but the dream belongs to you alone. Asterin stood, smoothing her shimmering robes. Elara Winters, tonight, you become a Dreamwalker. The room darkened as if the shadows themselves bowed to her words. Moonlight flickered. The walls melted into swirling vapor. Elara, Asterin murmured, close your eyes and choose to dream. Elara shut her eyes. Not like falling asleep, not drifting or fading. A pulling sensation gripped her chest, as though the air reached inside her and lifted her gently upward.
Her bed dissolved beneath her. Her breath slowed. Her heartbeat quieted. And then, she opened her eyes to a sky of pure silver. Clouds swirled in spirals, glowing from within. A breeze carried the scent of lilacs and old stories. Below her feet stretched a path of floating stones, leading toward a horizon that curved like the inside of a dream. Asterin appeared beside her, solid yet shimmering. Elara, welcome to the dreamscape. Elara exhaled shakily. It's beautiful. It is, Asterin agreed. But beauty often hides danger. She pointed toward a distant hill. Upon it stood a tall spire of glass, bending light, shimmering like a prism. That, Asterin said softly, is where your future dream is locked, where the mirror face will try to claim it. Elara felt her stomach twist. You're saying we have to go there? Asterin nodded. And quickly. Dreamlight begins in 3 hours. If you are still here when it rises... I know, Elara whispered. I won't wake up. Asterin's voice softened. You are braver than you believe. Elara wished she felt that way. They followed the floating stone path until it lowered into a forest. Trees with leaves made of shifting colors, as though painted by the sky. Some leaves were faces, some were places, some were scenes half remembered. This is the forest of half-made memories, Asterin explained. Dreams that were never finished, thoughts abandoned before they formed. Elara brushed her fingers along a leaf, and suddenly she saw her 6-year-old self sitting on a swing, crying because no one came to push her. She gasped and stumbled back. The leaves are memory shadows, Asterin said gently. They show what shaped you, but not what defines you. Elara's voice shook. I don't want to see any more. You won't have to, Asterin said. This forest only shows what you touch. A sudden snapping sound made Elara jump. Asterin reached out and held her still. Do not move. Elara froze. Something moved between the trees. Something tall, thin, sharp. A silhouette. It walked slowly, jerking like a glitch in reality. Elara whispered, Is that
No, Asterin said quickly. Not mirror face. Just a hollow dream. An empty thought searching for form. Elara watched the shape drift past, formless, faceless, as if waiting for someone to dream it into being. Asterin guided her onward. Stay close. This forest listens. They reached a clearing where a crystal pool reflected the starless sky. Elara knelt beside it, catching her breath. Her reflection stared back, soft, confused, unsure. I look scared, Elara whispered. You should be, Asterin replied. That means you understand the dream. But then, Elara's reflection blinked. She did not. Elara froze. Asterin, she breathed. Why did my reflection move first? Asterin's eyes widened. That's not your reflection. Slowly, the reflection smiled. A smile too wide, too wrong. The crystal surface rippled, and the reflection reached upward. Its arm elongated unnaturally, breaking through the surface like water glass. Elara gasped and stumbled backward. Asterin grabbed her wrist. Run! The false reflection climbed out of the pool, its body smooth and silver, its face blank except for shifting cracks of mirrored glass. Elara's chest tightened. Mirror face. No! Asterin gasped. One of its shards, a fragment. But fragments can kill. The creature screeched, a sound like shattering porcelain. Asterin pulled Elara behind her. Elara, listen carefully, she said urgently. You cannot fight a reflection. They feed on fear, but they cannot mimic truth. The creature lunged. Asterin shielded Elara with a burst of glowing light, forcing the shard creature back. Elara, Asterin commanded, tell it the truth. Elara trembled. What truth? Any truth, Asterin cried. Your truth. The creature's cracks widened, reaching toward her like hooks. Elara squeezed her eyes shut. I'm scared, she shouted. Her voice broke. But I'm here anyway. I came to save my future. The air vibrated. The creature shrieked, its mirrored body fracturing. Cracks spiderwebbed across its surface. Then, with a sound like ice breaking, it shattered into a cloud of silver dust. Elara collapsed to her knees, shaking. Asterin knelt beside her and held her shoulders. You spoke truth, she whispered, and truth broke the lie. Elara stared at her trembling hands. That was just a shard, she whispered. What happens when we face the real mirror face? Asterin's expression darkened. We must reach your dream before he does.
They exited the forest into a plain of floating lights, tiny glowing orbs drifting like fireflies. Elara reached out and touched one. Instantly, she saw herself at 15, writing music alone in her room. A girl she once wanted to become but never did. A forgotten tomorrow. These are futures that people abandoned, Asterin said sadly. Paths they were once meant to walk. Elara touched another. She saw herself at 10, painting a mural she never finished. Another forgotten tomorrow. Elara whispered, Why am I seeing these? Because you are surrounded by futures, Asterin said softly, and one of them is yours. They walked deeper into the field of orbs. The glass spire, the place where Elara's true dream waited, now loomed ahead like an impossible tower of light. But as they approached, a cold wind sliced through the air. Lights flickered. The ground quivered. Asterin grabbed Elara's hand. He's close. Elara's breath caught. Behind them, shadows stretched across the plain. Long, thin, wrong. And somewhere in the darkness,
A sound like broken glass began to breathe. The first thing Elara noticed was that the dark was watching her. Not just surrounding, not just filling empty spaces. Watching. The field of forgotten tomorrows, glowing with thousands of little futures, dimmed one light at a time. Each fading orb felt like a held breath. "Stay close," Asterin whispered. Her hand around Elara's wrist was steady, but her eyes were not. Elara had never seen fear in them before. A crack sounded overhead. The silver sky split, hairline fractures crawling outward like ice blooming across glass. Elara tilted her head back slowly. In the reflection of the cracked sky, she saw herself. Not as she was, as she might have been. Older, colder, eyes full of nothing. Her reflection smiled without warmth. "Elara," Asterin warned quietly. "Rule 2. Don't..." Elara tore her gaze down, heart pounding. "I know. Don't trust reflections." But the reflections weren't asking for trust. They were hunting. From far beyond the field, through the fractures overhead, a shape began to descend. Tall, thin, wrapped in a cloak of shifting darkness, like someone had poured night over a human frame and then stretched it too far. Its face was not a face at all, just a smooth oval of mirror, cracked in dozens of places, each fracture showing a different version of Elara. Smiling, crying, screaming, old, young, disappearing. Each Elara in each shard looked straight at her, eyes wide as if silently begging, "Choose me, don't forget me." Asterin's grip tightened. "Elara, don't move." Elara's voice shook. That's him, isn't it?" Asterin nodded slowly. "The mirror face." It landed without a sound. No footsteps, no breath. Just the soft hiss of fractures grown deeper in the sky. The mirror face tilted its head, the way an animal does when it hears something interesting. Dozens of Elaras in its cracked mask moved out of sync with her. Some laughed when she didn't. Some cried when she didn't. It stepped forward, and every forgotten tomorrow around them flickered in panic. "Elara Winters." The voice did not come from the mirror face's mouth, because it didn't have one. It came from everywhere, from inside her thoughts, from behind her ribs, from the places where someday lived. "You finally dream." Elara swallowed. Her legs wanted to run, but her feet felt nailed in place. "You don't get to touch her," Asterin said sharply, stepping between Elara and the creature. The mirror face tilted its head at the librarian. "Asterin of the Lost Stacks," the voice hummed. "I remember you." Elara's eyes flicked to Asterin. "You know him?" she whispered. Asterin's jaw clenched. Every librarian knows the one who steals from the archive. Something in the way she said it made Elara suspect it was more personal than that. The mirror face ignored the accusation. Its cracked mask shimmered, fragments swirling. One shard brightened, showing Elara as she might be 10 years from now. Standing on a stage, speaking into a microphone, the crowd hanging on every word. Another shard changed. Elara older, happy, surrounded by people, a family. Another, Elara sitting alone in a small apartment, drawing in a sketchbook, tired but peaceful. The shards whispered, "Choose, choose, choose." Elara gritted her teeth. "What do you want from me?" The mirror face's voice softened, almost kind. "To lighten you. To free you. You are burdened by futures, by what-ifs, by possibilities that will drown you." The shards pulsed gently, hypnotic. Let me take them, the mirror face coaxed. All the futures you're afraid of failing, all the dreams you're afraid of breaking, give them to me, and you will never have to disappoint yourself. For a brief, dangerous second, Elara felt the pitch sink into her bones. What if she didn't have to worry about becoming enough?
What if she could just be nothing and never fail? Her shoulders sagged. Maybe it wouldn't hurt to stop wanting so much. Elara! Asterin's voice cut through the fog like a blade. She didn't shout. She didn't plead. She just said her name like it mattered. Elara, look at me. Elara dragged her eyes away from the soft, pulsing promises in the mirror face's shards. Asterin's gaze was steady. Remember the rules. What happens when you lie to yourself in the dreamscape? Elara's throat felt tight. It becomes a curse. Asterin nodded. Good. Now answer this out loud and answer truthfully. She squeezed Elara's fingers. Do you really want to stop dreaming? Elara stared at the mirror face's mask, at the versions of her life swirling inside it. Scared, uncertain, exhausted, but also brave, curious, reaching. Her voice came out hoarse but honest. No. The orbs around them flickered in response. Elara took a breath, louder this time. I don't want to stop dreaming. The mirror face went still. You are afraid. Yes, Elara said. I am. You doubt. Yes. You will fail. Yes, Elara whispered, and her chest hurt saying it. But I want the chance to fail and still keep going. An echo of light pulsed outward from her words, rippling through the field of forgotten tomorrows. The forgotten futures around her seemed to lean in, remembering what hope felt like. Asterin's eyes gleamed, proud. The truth protects you, Dreamwalker. The mirror face's voice lost its honeyed tone. You are inconvenient. Glass cracked. This time not the sky. His mask. A deep fracture split down its center. The shards showing Elara shivered violently, some of them dissolving into mist. I offered mercy, the voice hissed. You refuse. The temperature of the dreamscape plummeted. Every orb of forgotten tomorrows suddenly shot upward, forming glowing chains of light in the air, then snapped. The lights were ripped away, swallowed into the mirror face's cloak. The air smelled like burned paper. Asterin yanked Elara backward. Run! They sprinted across the shifting ground. The field of forgotten tomorrows warped under their feet, orbs rearranging into staircases, bridges, and random spirals of light. Behind them, the mirror face walked. Not ran, just walked, as if it had all the time in the world and knew they did not. For every step Elara took, the horizon seemed to stretch further away. Why isn't it getting any closer? Elara cried. Breath burned in her chest. Because he's not chasing your body, Asterin said through clenched teeth. He's chasing your will. He wants you to give up. Elara stumbled. The ground beneath her flickered, turning into scenes from her life. She saw herself in school, answering wrong in class. She saw herself staying quiet when she wanted to say something brave. She saw nights staring at the ceiling, wondering if she would ever feel enough. Each memory whispered, stop trying, stop reaching, stop. Elara pressed her hands to her ears, even though the sound was inside her head. Asterin, I can't. The world lurched.
Her legs refused to obey. The dream tried to fold in on itself, turning into a small room with no door, no windows, no sky. Just a ceiling that kept lowering. Elara dropped to her knees. The mirror voice purred inside her thoughts. See, heavy, isn't it? The weight of wanting. Shards of possibility hovered before her eyes, each one showing a version of her life where she never tried. They looked so quiet, so empty, so easy. Let me break them for you, the mirror face crooned. Let me take your dreams and leave you in peace. Something inside Elara cracked. Maybe it was hope. Maybe it was pride. Maybe it was the thin, stubborn line that had dragged her down to the library on a lonely evening because some part of her refused to stop looking for more. Her fists clenched. And then Elara heard something else. Not the mirror face, not her doubts. Music. Soft. Familiar. The tune she used to hum as a kid when she lay in bed, making up little stories in her head before she knew what future even meant. The library's old clock chiming somewhere far away. The whisper of pages turning. Her mother's voice reading to her at night. She heard all of it at once and realized, this is my mind. This is my dream. This is my space. Why am I the one running? Asterin knelt in front of her, hands on Elara's shoulders. Elara, look at me. Elara forced her eyes open. Asterin's galaxy-filled gaze held her steady. You forgot something, Asterin said softly. What? Elara choked. The dreamscape doesn't only respond to fear, Asterin said. It responds to choice, to will, to creativity. She smiled faintly. You are not just a dreamer, Elara Winters. You're a rewriter. The word thrummed through Elara like a bell. Rewriter? Yes, Asterin said. Some rare souls aren't just pulled by dreams. They shape them, bend them.
Rewrite the story from inside. Asterin's hands squeezed gently.
You've always done this. When you changed how a memory felt by telling it differently. When you imagined a better version of a bad day and felt your heart unclench. That was you, rewriting the script.
Elara's vision cleared a little. The ceiling pressing down slowed.
You mean I can change this dream?
Asterin's smile widened.
Try.
Elara shut her eyes. Not to escape, to focus. She placed her palms flat against the invisible floor of the dream room, trapping her. Her voice trembled, but she spoke anyway.
This is not a cage.
The words stretched out, echoing through the dim space.
This is not a dead end.
The walls around her rippled like water being disturbed. Her heart pounded. Truth, she reminded herself. Truth protects.
I have felt trapped before,
she said, voice gaining strength.
But I have never been without a door. I just couldn't see it yet.
Light spidered out from her fingertips, running across the floor and melting upwards, forming lines. Outlines of something new.
I am allowed to want more,
Elara said, tears burning in her eyes.
I am allowed to try. I am allowed to feel. And I am allowed to keep going.
A sharp metallic shriek echoed from outside. The mirror face had felt that. The ceiling split, not downward, upward, like someone had unzipped the sky. Golden light poured into the small room, burning away the oppressive grey. And in that light, a door appeared. Not grand, not carved in gold, just a simple, sturdy door like the one to her childhood bedroom. Elara reached for the knob. The mirror face's voice thundered, "You do not choose your future. I do." Glass rained down around her, shards of broken possibilities cutting the air. For a moment, fear clawed at her again. But she thought of the girl in the swing, waiting for someone to push her. She thought of all the times she'd stayed quiet when she wanted to speak. She thought of the older version of herself in the first dream, the one who had tried to warn her. That girl had looked alive. "I choose," Elara said, and turned the knob. The door burst open. She fell forward and landed back in the field of forgotten tomorrows, air rushing into her lungs like relief. Asterin was right beside her. The mirror face stood a few steps away, head tilted, cracks in its mask deeper than before. "Interesting," it murmured. Elara scrambled to her feet. She half expected Asterin to look surprised, proud, a little shaken. Instead, she found something else in the librarian's eyes. Guilt. "Asterin, you knew I could do that?" Elara said slowly. "Yes. And you didn't tell me sooner." Asterin's gaze flicked briefly to the mirror face, then back to Elara. "I needed you to believe it yourself," she said quietly. "Rewriters only awaken when pressed. If I had told you you are powerful before you had ever felt powerless, you would not have believed me." Elara wanted to argue, to say that wasn't fair, but deep down she knew Asterin was right. The realization still stung. The mirror face took a step closer, the ground freezing with each soft, soundless movement. "You hide things from her," it said to Asterin, "just as you once hid them from yourself." Elara blinked. "Once?" Asterin's jaw tightened. The mirror face's cloak fluttered, revealing a flash of something beneath. A chain of broken dream books dangling like trophies. One of them glowed violet and bore a familiar mark on its spine. Asterin's name. Elara's breath caught. "Asterin, that's—" "Yes," the mirror face purred. "The librarian was once a dreamer, just like you." He turned his cracked mask fully toward Asterin. "You brought me your future, your brightest one. You placed it in my hands and begged me to take it away." Elara spun to Asterin, betrayed and confused. "You what?" Asterin's shoulders sagged under a weight Elara couldn't see. "I was young," Asterin whispered. "Like you. I saw a future that terrified me." She closed her eyes briefly, pain flickering across her face. "A future where my choices hurt people I loved. I didn't want it. I didn't want the responsibility, the possibility of causing that much pain." She opened her eyes again, and they were ancient. "So I came to him, to the mirror face, and I made a trade." The mirror face's shards glittered with satisfaction. "I took her brightest future," it said. "In exchange, I left her with a different one, a quieter path, a library, a duty to guide others,
So she would never have to risk ruining anyone else's life. Elara stared at Asterin, throat tight. "You gave up your own future," she said slowly. "And now you're helping me fight for mine." Asterin's voice trembled. "That was my mistake. I won't let it be yours." The mirror face laughed, a sound like glass sliding across stone. "You assume she can win," it mocked. "She is only one girl." Asterin's chin lifted. "One girl is sometimes all it takes to rewrite a story." She turned to Elara. "This is your choice. I cannot make it for you. I already failed myself. Elara's heartbeat filled her ears. The glass spire that held her future dream loomed on the horizon, closer now, but still out of reach. The mirror face stretched out a hand, its voice rolling over her like a dark wave. Elara Winters, give me your brightest future, and you will never know what you missed. You will live small, quiet, safe. No great failures, no great pain. No one will expect anything from you. The shards showed comforting nothingness, days blending together, unremarkable but painless. Her chest ached with the strange allure of it. No expectations, no pressure, no fear of falling because she never climbed. Quiet, easy, empty. Asterin's voice was a whisper beside her. Elara, I chose that once. And every night, standing in that archive, I listened to the anchor of the future I burned. I would give anything to have that choice again. Her eyes were wet now. You have it. Right here. Right now. Elara looked from Asterin to the mirror face, to the spire on the horizon. She felt like the dream itself was holding its breath. What do you choose when both options hurt? Elara thought of all the nights she'd wished to stop wanting. How simple it would be to hand everything to the mirror face and never wonder, what if, again. But she also thought of the older version of herself she had seen in that first dream, standing firm, trying to warn her, refusing to give up. That version of her had existed for a reason. She thought of the little girl on the swing, the one who just wanted someone to push. What if she could be that someone for herself? Elara exhaled, shaky but sure. She looked up at the mirror face. I'm not giving you anything. The shards in its face flickered violently. You are already giving me something, it hissed. Every fear, every doubt, every second you hesitate, I feed. Elara lifted her chin. Then I won't hesitate. She turned away from the mirror face, not to run from it, but to walk toward the spire. Not fast, but steady. Each step felt like a sentence she was writing into existence. Asterin fell into step beside her, relief and awe softening her features. Behind them, the dreamscape trembled. The mirror face did not follow. Instead, it whispered one last time, its voice like a crack splitting down a perfect page. You will regret this. Elara didn't look back. Maybe, she said, but I'd rather regret trying than regret never knowing who I could have been. The orbs of forgotten tomorrows around them brightened for a moment, like distant stars applauding quietly. Above, the broken sky healed just enough for a sliver of light to break through. Asterin glanced upward. Dreamlight is coming, she warned. Dawn in your world. We don't have much time. Elara quickened her pace. I know. Then let's get my dream back before I wake up. To be continued. In the next part of the story, Elara will reach the glass spire, confront what her future dream really shows her, and discover that saving it might come with a cost she never expected.